senior speaker this morning will be introduced by her best friends, Abby and Anna.
At first, you may be intimidated by Caroline Donnelly. I know that I was.
From her put-together looks and flawless hair,
To always smelling amazing, leaving a trail of Bath and Body Works following her.
to her always calm and collected composure.
But we can promise you that despite being flawless, Caroline Donnelly is not intimidating. The reason Caroline is always so put together is because she always puts her best foot forward into everything she does. Whether it be making me laugh, playing bass, quoting vines at the perfect time, warning me to never date a Gemini, her schoolwork, or being a constant support system in my life and for all of her friends. Caroline knows me so well and cares about me so much, at times I think she can read my mind. I feel so lucky to have Caroline in my life, and she's truly one of the sweetest, most caring, and dedicated people I know. I know that next year, regardless of distance, Caroline will always be there for me and remain a great friend.
Although we haven't known each other the longest, Caroline is basically my sister in every way possible. Well, except biologically, but that's not the point. We fight, we bicker, we even like to insult each other in a different language. But just like a sister, I still love her all the same. From making fun of the latest horror movies hitting the theaters, to coming up with theories about how we were probably the same person in a past life, Caroline never fails to turn a bad day into a good one. She is beyond kind, she makes me laugh until my stomach hurts, and she is everything I wish I could be and more. As cliche as it might sound, Caroline Donnelly is my other half, and I truly do not know what I'm going to do without my partner in crime next year.
How an individual makes others feel about themselves says a lot about them.
And I can confidently say that having Caroline as my best friend makes my life
And mine.
so much happier.
And now, introducing your senior speaker of the day, Caroline J. Donnelly.
Raise your hand if you ever checked your horoscope, taken a BuzzFeed personality test, or spoken with a psychic. Thank you. Nowadays, this can happen anywhere at any time because it's all online, easily accessible, and a quick distraction. Picture this scenario. It's 8:26 a.m. and I'm sitting in my free period. Rather than doing any of my actual work, I find myself checking my daily horoscope prediction. Now, this can either end in one of two ways. One, the prediction is positive and my faith in horoscopes is restored. Or two, the prediction is negative, to which I respond, well, horoscopes are fake anyways. Horoscopes have been around for thousands upon thousands of years, dating back to a variety of ancient civilizations, and across cultures, people have long used them in search of a greater meaning or sense of control. While back then, the perceived movement of the stars served as a basis for predictions, we now know it was not the stars that were moving, but the Earth itself. The 12 signs were identified based on when the sun aligned with a particular zodiac constellation. For example, Taurus season began when the sun aligned with the constellation associated with Taurus, and 30 days later, when the sun entered the Gemini constellation, Gemini season began. Every 30 days, the sun would enter a new constellation, which is why we have the 12 signs in the zodiac. However, over time, the Earth has shifted on its axis, so the dates once used to mark the original signs no longer correspond with their actual alignment with the sun. In short, what this means is all your signs are wrong. Based on the placement of the Earth today, you would actually be the sign that precedes yours. For example, if you always thought you were a Capricorn, based on the original logic, you're actually a Sagittarius. So why do some still follow or identify with their zodiac sign? Today, it is generally understood that these predictions are usually blanket statements that can easily apply to any reader in some way or another. Nevertheless, with a quick Google or social media search, you'll find multitudes of accounts and websites dedicated to astrology, understanding the signs, and how they govern our daily lives and decisions. A few weeks ago, I randomly polled 20 students on the use of horoscopes. I was most interested in the answers to several questions. 1. What's your horoscope sign? 2. How often do you check your horoscope? And 3. Do you feel the traits associated with your sign accurately reflect your personality? Now, the questions on their own seem pretty basic. However, put together, they combine to show a fascinating occurrence. Recreating research conducted by Susan Blackmore, which I found on the website Psychologies in the article Why Are We Hooked on Horoscopes? Blackmore collected data and found that people who knew their sign and checked it more frequently felt the horoscopes were more reflective of their personalities than those who didn't. And those who didn't check their horoscope frequently shared fewer characteristics with those of their star sign. This suggests that people who are into reading their horoscopes will actually adopt traits, consciously or subconsciously, associated to their star sign. This amazed me and led me to wonder how something we know holds such little scientific weight could have such a significant impact on someone's personality. Why is it that when we read our horoscopes, despite how general they are, they still feel personal? This phenomenon is known as the Barnum effect, which is defined as when individuals give high accuracy ratings or descriptions to descriptions of the personality that are supposedly tailored specifically to them, however, are in fact vague and general enough to apply to a wide range of people. The Barnum effect is not only limited to horoscopes, but can be seen in practices such as tarot reading, online quizzes, and especially those of which that claim to know your best traits based on, for example, your favorite type of sandwich. We read and search out online personality tests, horoscopes, and tarot readings for a variety of reasons. Some of our main motivations might be the fact that they're fun, we're bored, or we want to check the compatibility with someone that we're into, which is totally great, but it can go deeper than that. People also turn to these things as a form of self-identification. When you think to yourself, who am I? It can be challenging to get much farther than that. Often with our busy schedules, taking the time out of our day just to ponder such a question can seem wasteful and self-indulgent. On the surface, these outside sources seemingly provide us with the information about ourselves we've been searching for. But is this because these statements are truly accurate, or because we want them to be? Are we looking for what we hope to find? Are these pseudoscientific measures a form of confirmation bias? For example, I myself am a Scorpio. Scorpios are known to be independent, passionate, and driven, which I hope to all be true. However, Scorpios are also known to be vindictive, paranoid, jealous, and overall destructive. Well, horoscopes are fake anyways. So, if you can't trust the characteristics of your star sign to define who you are, we're forced to figure it out for ourselves. As I said before, this can be a challenge, which is why honing the skill of introspection is so important. The definition of introspection is the examination or observation of one's own mental and emotional processes. Basically, knowing yourself inside and out. Through practices such as meditation or journaling, people have the opportunity to learn more about themselves and determine what they really think and believe. Introspection breeds self-awareness, and knowing yourself means you have to decide what you're interested in, believe, and value, aside from what you've been taught. To separate our beliefs from those around us is challenging in itself, and oftentimes made worse because we have to be completely honest with ourselves. Whether it be subconscious bias, selfish tendencies, or envious thoughts, our first reaction is to pretend our flaws don't exist rather than accept them for what they are and move forward. We may find that we are much more complex than we realize, and the labels we use to define ourselves are far too general. This can be applied to others as well. It is in our nature to label others, putting them into superficial boxes without second thought. We base our first impressions off of surface-level observations, and once these impressions are made, they're often long-lasting. These judgments can be based on insignificant details like the way someone dresses, the music he or she listens to, or you guessed it, their horoscope sign. There are even platforms like Bumble, which will filter out matches based on whether or not you like their star sign. This hinders a person from potentially meeting an entire group of people off of one scientifically inaccurate label. They didn't ask to be born a Gemini. So what does this all mean? Well, I'm sure most of us aren't sitting at home saying, well, I'm definitely going to fail my physics test today because my horoscope predicted it. The greater notion is important. Know yourself. Don't blindly accept others' perceptions of who you are or the circumstances of your life. Horoscopes or anything like them neither know you nor define you, and neither do the opinions of others. You are the only person who truly knows you and what you want, making you the most qualified to make inferences and decisions about your life. Once you know who you are and what you want to do, then do it. We don't realize how many opportunities we have, and when we are told we can be anything we want to be, it is true. So next time you find yourself reading your daily horoscope prediction instead of paying attention in class, just know, whatever the prediction may be, your day and your life is what you make of it. Thank you.